Good evening, everybody. It is now 5:01, and I'm going to call this Governing Board Organizational Meeting to order. And we are going to start off first by administering the loyalty oath, affirmation of new Governing Board members. And we have our wonderful Cochise County School Superintendent, Dr. Jackie Clay, here to do that for us. So please go ahead, Dr. Clay.
And if you guys want to join her.
Would you like them to?
Yes, ma'am, if they can all stand with you. In fact, let's go ahead and get it out. Just so that everybody can- First of all, I want to thank you for this wonderful honor. I was just sworn in 2 days ago by Judge Kowalska. I think I said that right. So it is an honor to be asked to swear in my fellow board members. So with that, I'd like all of you to raise your right hand. So the way we're going to do it is when I say I, and then I'm going to point to you, you're going to say your name, so that everybody can clearly hear all of you, and then you can repeat the rest after me. Are we ready? Okay. I,
Kimberly Robinson.
Steve Conroy,
Patricia Rochford.
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
That I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of
the United States
and the Constitution
and the
Constitution
and laws of the State of Arizona,
and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully
and
and
that
that
I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the trustee for the
for the trustees
for
of the
the
Sierra Vista Unified School District
Sierra Vista
Unified
Unified School
School
District
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes. What do you call this?
Come closer.
Come closer.
I have them. I have 64 pictures. I think you'll be able to take one. Good job.
Thanks, Sean.
I look forward to working with all of you in the future. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Next on the agenda, please let the record show that all governing board members are present, including our newly sworn in board members, and the district is represented by Dr. Eric Holmes, Ms. Bonnie Gomez, and Ms. Terry Romo. Next is the adoption of the agenda. If I could get a motion to adopt our agenda tonight.
I move we adopt the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes 5-0. Just the pledge? Okay. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on to our action items. The first item is reorganization of the governing board, election of a board president. It is recommended that the governing board elect a governing board president.
I would like to nominate Donald Lee for president.
I guess I would accept that. I do have a question though. So I reviewed our meeting when I came on the board and it was opened up for nominations. So that,
Sure, and I guess we don't have that on the agenda tonight, but we can still discuss that in the context of you made a second, is that correct? Or?
yes.
So we have a motion and a second, so it is now up for discussion.
But I can't make a nomination right now.
I think we can discuss whatever we would like, knowing what the current motion is on the table.
Well, I feel the vice president from the last, who has the most time on the board, should be elected as president.
I'm willing to do it, I'm willing to not do it. I mean, that's going to be a majority decision of the board. It is my understanding that as we navigate this, it is a requirement that we elect a board president tonight, and so we don't need to worry about amended motions or anything like that, so we can move forward with, I would ask that every board member maybe make their comments. Did you have anything, Ms. Rochford?
Yes, I did. I felt very strongly too that a new perspective, a new change could be needed by new officers, and hopefully bring more of a team concept to fulfill the purposes of why we're here as a school board. And that's primarily, I see us as the liaison between the community and our kids. And I am very strong with the people taking part of this. So sometimes fresh blood and a new outlook is good. So kind of, I felt that Donald would make a good president as well. So thank you.
I think we all work as a team. President just has certain duties that they do. It's not like the president makes the final decision. We all make decisions as a team.
Okay.
I would just ask, Mr. Lee, do you feel like you have the time to take this on?
Thank you for asking that, Holly. Yes, I guess in looking in some changes that are coming up, I feel like I can adjust my schedule to meet the requirements, and I guess up to the challenge.
I will say that it's a majority decision, and so whatever the majority decides, that's what the decision is. I'm okay with whatever the decision is. Is there any other discussion? So the motion on the table is for Mr. Lee to be the president. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So I think we need to do a roll call vote.
A roll call vote, okay. So for the request of a roll call vote, Mr. Conroy, how do you vote?
I vote yea.
Ms. Rochford?
Yes.
I will also vote yes. Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Ms. Robinson?
No.
Okay. The motion carries 4-1. And with that, you immediately take over.
Do we need to switch seats?
Do we need to switch? Okay, no.
All right. So our next action item on the agenda is the election of board vice president. It is recommended that the governing board elect a governing board vice president. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to nominate Holly Sheriff.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second for discussion.
Pat, you want to say anything?
Not at this moment. It's your turn.
Well, I agree with Pat on our first nomination or votes that we do need to look at some changes in the direction of the board. And I believe that we ought to have a new board member be part of that president, vice president combination. So I appreciate everything that Holly's done, and I have watched her in action. She does a great job. But I think we really need to look at a new member to be a part of that initial team, and whether it's Pat or myself, that's what I would recommend.
All right, anybody else have any discussion? All right, at this time, we'll call for a roll call vote. Mr. Conway, how do you vote?
Nay.
Mrs. Rutherford?
Nay.
Mrs. Sheriff?
Aye.
I vote aye. Mrs. Robinson?
Hi.
Passes 3-2. All right, next action item is going to be adoption of statement of locations for posting notices of governing board meetings. I'll turn direction to superintendent. It is recommended that the governing board take action regarding the adoption and execution of the statement of location for posting notices of governing board meetings, and direct the superintendent to forward said statement to the Cochise County Board of Supervisors.
It is recommended that the governing board take action regarding according to policy BEDA, notification of board meetings. The statement shall be filed with the clerk of the Board of Supervisors. The administration recommends approval.
So moved.
By the way, this is standard practice.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, next action item on the agenda is going to be resolution for signatures on behalf of the governing board. It is recommended that the governing board take action regarding the appointment of the president of the governing board to sign documents on behalf of the governing board, and appoint the governing board vice president to sign in the absence of the president.
According to policy BBAA, board member authority and responsibilities, an individual board member has authority only when and to the extent that the board by vote has so delegated such authority. Administration recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right, if there's no discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
And then those opposed? It passes 5-0. All right, at this time, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Oh, one more. Okay, my bad. One more action item, sorry about that. To allow electronic appearance of governing board members, it is recommended that the governing board take action regarding the allowance of governing board members to appear electronically / telephonically at future board meetings if needed.
Per Arizona Agency Handbook, Chapter 7, 7-10-2, Remote Conferencing, If one or more members of a public body are unable to be present in person at a public meeting, they may nevertheless participate by telephone or video or internet conference if the practice is approved by the public body and is not prohibited by statutes applicable to meeting of the public body. The administration recommends this practice only when there are no other alternatives to being present at the meeting.
Do I have a motion?
I move, sorry, go ahead.
Make a motion.
And I second.
All right, is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, now I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passes 5-0. Thank you, everybody. At this time, we'll adjourn until 6.